Hey guys, let's knock out the last practice test of the year. Here we go. So determinant. Remember we multiply diagonally, going this way first, which is negative 42. Going this way next, which is negative 20. You always subtract. If you do negative 42 minus 20, you get negative 22. It's always a one number value. Number two, Kramer's rule. Remember those gestures we did? If you're looking for the x, don't use the x on the top. So when I start looking for the x here, I'm going to use the negative 2 and the 1 in the x spot, the 4 and the negative 7 in the y spot, and the bottom is, remember, is xy every time. Let's go work out those two determinants. On the numerator, we're getting 14 minus 4. By the denominator, we're getting negative 21 minus 20, which gives me 10 over negative 41. So there's my x. To find my y, the good thing about the y is I've already found the denominator. It's negative 41 again. So when you're looking for y, don't use the y on the top. You're good with the x's. Use the negative 2 and the 1 in place of the y's. Just do your work here. Negative 41 on the bottom still. If I do your determinant, you get 3 times 1 is 3 minus negative 10. That's going to be 13 over negative 41. So your final answer, negative 10 over 41 and negative 13 over 41. And there you have it. Number 3, find the determinant 3 by 3 determinant. Remember what we did on here? We rewrote the first column, rewrote the second column, and then I started those diagonals. So I'm going to go diagonal this way first. So 5 times 5 times negative 3 is negative 75. Plus, when I go in this direction, 3 times 1 times 3 is 9. Here, 4 times negative 2 times 1 is negative 8. And then I'm going to start the other way, from the other top right, go in this direction. 3 times negative 2 times negative 3 would be 18. Pretty sure. Minus this one, 5 times 1 times 1, which is 5. And then finally, 4 times 5 times 3, which is 60. And I'm just going to combine all those things. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Negative 66 minus 8 is negative, sorry about this, negative 74. Negative 18 is negative 92, negative 97. I think it's negative 157. You need to double check me on there. I didn't have my calculator with me. I just did all that math real quick in my head. But the main thing is getting these numbers right here. Those numbers should be good. Make sure you go this way, this way, this way, add, this way, this way, this way, subtract. Number 4, graph and shape this thing, inequality. It's in standard form. Because it's in standard form, I'm going to do what we call cover, or just find the x, y intercept. The x-intercept is going to be 4, because 2 times 4 is 8. The y-intercept is negative 2. If I divide 8 divided by negative 4, I get negative 2. It's a solid line. I kind of missed my point there. Because of the equal sign, plug in 0, 0, you get 0 minus 0 is less than 8. That is true. So I would shade above the line. And that's number 4. Number 5, I'm going to have to erase this one real quick. Come on now. There we go. Number 5 is a system. 2 equations. The first one's in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to go to y-intercept 2. Slope is negative 3, so I'm going down 3, right 1, rise, run. Broken line, because there's no equal sign there. And plug in 0, 0. I get 0 is less than 2 if I do that, and that is true. So in a second, I'm not going to do it yet, but I'm going to shade towards 0, 0, so the left side of that line. Second line's in standard form. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so I'm going there. 2 goes into 12 6 times, so I'm going here. This is a solid line, going just like this. They're gonna intersect somewhere up there. If I plug in 0, I'll get 0 plus 0 is greater than 12. That is not true, so I'm going to shade away this side. So if I shade away from the blue, this is not going to be a great example. Shade over here. If I shade away from the red, I'm going here. Somewhere up here, those two lines are going to intersect each other, and there's going to be a little tiny section up there that'll be the solution. Sorry about that. I didn't pick a very good problem that time. That's my fault. Didn't do that either. Okay, find the vertex, focus, and directrix. Okay. This one, because there's no parentheses, the vertex is 0, 0. Remember that 20 y is, the 20 is the 4p. So 4p is 20 divided by 4. I get p is 5. That's how far the focus is away from the vertex. That's great. It's great if you'll draw a little picture. I think it'll give a lot of it away. That's too big of a vertex. There's my vertex. The focus is up 5. And the reason it's up 5 is because the 20 is with the y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, the parabola opens like wherever the 4p is, which is with the y this time. So the focus is at 0, 5, which means the directrix is 5 below. It's down here, 5 below, which is y equals negative 5. And that's all you got to find on that one. All right, number 7. We'll do this one a tad bit different. I should have done the graph first last time, so this time I'm gonna do the graph first. The vertex is -2, +3. I got that from the parentheses right there, so my vertex is -2, 3. Because the 4p is with the x, it's gonna open like the x-axis does, which is left to right, and because it's negative, it's gonna go left. So that's how the problem is gonna look. 4p is -20, so if I divide by 4, it's -5, which means the focus is -5 inside there. I was at -2. If I go 5 more to the left, that puts me at -7, 3. That's what that point is, 5 more that way. Which means the directrix is going to be 5 the other way. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way to figure out where the directrix is. And if I go 5 to the right of -2, it puts me at 3. And it's going to be x equals 3 because it goes through the x-axis. And number 8, the last parabola one. Going backwards here, find the equation of the parabola that has a vertex 0. So you need to draw the picture. Vertex is 0, 0. The focus is -3, 0, which is right here. So that means the focus has to be inside. So the parabola must open left. And because it opens left, the 4p is with the x, and the y is the one that is squared. And because it's -3 away, I'm just going to put -3 for p because that's what the p stands for, how far from the focus to the directrix. So I get -12x is y squared, and boom. Number 9, old school, back to review. Remember, everything in your numerator of a log is going to have a plus sign. Everything in the numerator is going to be minus. So I'm going to say log 4 plus log b minus log 7 minus, I would put log a squared, but remember the exponent goes in the front, so I'm going to put a 2a. So again, everything in the denominator has a minus sign. Everything in the numerator has a addition sign. Number 10, graph that on the calculator, determine if it's 1 to 1. If you punch it in and look at it, your graph's gonna look, I'm gonna draw a real rough sketch right here. Let's see, you're gonna asymptote right there. And you should see part of the graph going up here, part of it that's what it's gonna look like. Because it passes the horizontal line test, it is 1 to 1. I'm just gonna put yes, it is 1 to 1 for sure. Number 11, tell whether -3 and 2 are zeros. What you gotta do to do that is you gotta use your synthetic, and let's plug the -3 in the box. And obviously, if it's a 0, you should get a 0 for your remainder. So bring the 3 down, multiply, add them up, multiply, add them up. Hey, look at this. I did get a 0. So the -3 is a 0 for sure. Let's see about the 2. 3, 5, negative. And they both could be. I mean, one may not be. I don't know. Bring the 3 down. 2 times 3 is 6. That's 11. That's going to be 22. That's going to be a no. I can already tell. So here's the deal. -3, I'm going to say yes, it is a 0. The 2 is a flat out no. 2 more. Number 12, find a polynomial function of degree 3 with those zeros. Don't forget your p of x, just saying. X minus 4 here. 3i came from x minus 3i. That's supposed to be an I. -3i came from x plus 3i. That's better. All right, I'm going to leave this x minus 4 alone for a second, because these second two are conjugates. Remember, conjugates you can just do foo. So I'm going to do x squared minus 9i squared. Now, I have an x minus 4 still. X squared minus 9i squared is really x squared plus 9. So I'm going to do FOIL. If I do FOIL, I get x cubed minus 4x squared plus 9x minus 36. And that's where you're going to end up. And the last one, number 13. Number 13 is a doozy. Just saying. So remember, you got to do log both sides. We're looking for an exponent. So I'm going to do natural log. Exponents go in the front. You need to put those exponents in a parentheses so that you can distribute them. So I'm going to say that's x times natural log 5 plus 2 times natural log 5. Over here, 1 times natural log 4 minus x times natural log 4. Now what you need to do is get your x's together and your non-x's together. So I'm basically switching sides with those two terms. So I'm going to move the x natural log 4 over to this side to get my x's together. And I'm going to move that 2 natural log 5 over here to get my non-x's together. So over here, I'm going to factor out the x. That is natural log 5 plus natural log 4. Over here, I've got natural log 4. Watch what I do here. This 2 is really the exponent on the 5, and 5 squared is 25. Now the next step is kind of crazy. Not hard, but just watch what happens. On the left-hand side over here, that natural log 5 plus natural log 4, that's multiplication. So that's really natural log 20. Over here, I have subtraction, which is really division. So it's really 4/25. So to get my final answer, I'm going to do natural log 4/25 divided by natural log 20, because that's going to get my x by itself. I'm going to punch that in, and I'm getting negative 0.6117. I'll tell you what, you should work on that. You should plug that in your calculator. Make sure you get the same thing I did. I know that's the correct answer. I checked it, but would not be bad at all to practice that on the calculator. So hope that helps. See you tomorrow. Last one. I can't believe it. Been a great ride. See you tomorrow.